الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا رسول الله محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. This is the ninth part of this series of the life of Imam Malik. Today, inshallah, the one before the last, I will share with you the position of Imam Malik from the Shi'ism, and also the political affiliation of Imam Malik, his political involvement, and also the tragedy happened to him in his life. Imam Malik, as far as the his position from the Shi'i calls at the time, when he lived, the Shi'i movement was not very well found in a way that you see it right now. There is no this distinction. It was not that clear. At the time of Bani Umayyah, there is some people, they were family members of the Prophet, peace be upon him, either from the side of Ali ibn Abi Talib, from the side of Al-Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib radiallahu anhum. They were feeling neglected and sometimes oppressed, and they took a side. Some of them just they focus on the religious teaching and studying and involvement. Some of them they made some try to make a revolution, and they had their own agenda. Mainly, they were in the east part of the Islamic State. But with all of this, Imam Malik did not involve to support one group against the other. He didn't support people against Bani Umayyah, and also he didn't support people against Bani al-Abbas. And we'll see this in his political affiliation, except for just a few cases we'll talk about it. But the position of Imam Malik from those who were like accusing the Sahaba or defaming some of them was this position was very strong and very firm against these people. One of the statements that Imam Malik, he said, whoever من تنقص أحدا من أصحاب رسول الله أو كان في قلبه غل, the one who is defaming one of the companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, or he has some envy against them, then he shouldn't take anything from the battle booty or from the the Department of Revenue. He shouldn't get anything from the Department of Revenue from the Muslimin, because he used the ayah والذين جاءوا من بعدهم يقولون ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا. And if you have a ghil, you are not part of this of these three groups. Either the first group, which is Muhajirin, the second group is the Ansar, then the third group, which is those who came after. If I said you are not one of these groups, and you don't deserve what has been mentioned before, ما أفاء الله على رسوله منهم وما أفاء الله على رسوله منهم, then in two ayahs talking about dividing this booties. And also Imam Malik, he said, if you are in a land and this land they are insulting the Sahaba or accusing the Sahaba, you should not live there. You have to leave. You would see it now in countries like Iran. They are insulting and accusing the Sahaba. In some other areas, even in some areas in Iraq, in Lebanon, they do this. And he said, I don't see it suitable for people to live with these people. Or otherwise, you change it. And also, not only this, he said, whoever give a bad statement about Abu Bakr or Umar or Uthman or Muawiyah or Amr ibn al-As specifically, those they were attacked mainly by the Shias. He said if they are heads, they are like teachers, and they are trying to justify this and to make it as a madhab, then they should be punished severely to the extent they might be killed and executed for betraying this ummah. And if they are from the common people, just from the regular people, then they should be punished. And he said the same thing: the one who is insulting or accusing Abu Bakr as-Siddiq with anything, he should be punished. And the one who's accusing the mother of the believer, Sayyidah Aisha, he should be executed for this. Then the this is the position of Imam Malik from the Shia practice, which it was in the beginning, just in the beginning, didn't take that um, the way we see it now, or the way we saw it later on in the literature of the Shia movement. With all of this, Imam Malik was very strong against this practice. In the same way that some people they try to get the nasab to, to make themselves part of the family member of the Prophet peace be upon him. This it was a common, and still now there is many people going and they give you a statement that I am a family member of the Prophet peace be upon him, to the extent that you see like half of the Muslim ummah they are from the family members, just are coming from one family. However, the family of the Prophet, peace be upon him, was not. We didn't expect that they didn't consider many of them. Just they are talking about Hassan ibn Ali and Hussein ibn Ali, the sons of Sayyidah Fatima. Even they don't say this. They are the sons of Muhammad ibn al-Hanafiyyah. This they are the sons of anyone else. Or they are talking about Ben Abbas. Specifically, they are talking al Hassan Hussein, and you see half of this ummah, 1.7 billions at least. Half of them they are claiming that they are family members of the Prophet peace be upon him. Imam Malik he anticipated that these people they would like to engage themselves to the Prophet peace be upon him by nasab, by the relation, family, the blood relation, and he said this is as, this is a crime by itself. فهي said in one of his statements, as Imam al-Zawawi reported in Manaqib, he said من ادعى من ادعى إلى نسب النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام, whoever claimed himself as a family member of the Prophet peace be upon him, he said that I'm one of the sons of Ali or Ja'far or Aqil or Al-Abbas or any one of Bani Hashim, and he's not, then he should be punished severely for this. Not only this, we should take him back way on a donkey and move him in the town. We call it exposure at the time, exposure, يشهر به. And they should put him on the donkey backward, and they move around, and they said this is a lying, this is someone falsifying a nasab to the Prophet peace be upon him, and they should keep doing this until he repents from this. Uh, it looks like Imam Malik was dealing with some domestic situations that people doing, and he was given fatwas based on this. For the tragedy happened to Imam Malik, I have to say that all of the four Imams, they went through this hard time. They went through this conflict by one way or another with the officials, with the state. But Imam Abu Hanifa, we talked about his position supporting the revolutions against Bani Abbas, and also against revolution against Bani Umayyah, and his position from not accepting the position was offered to him by both then Bani al-Abbas. Later on, we talked about this in details. And because of this, he was lashed, and according to some of the reports, he died in the prisons of Abu Ja'far al-Mansur. Imam al-Shafi'i also went through this hard time, and we'll talk about his life, inshallah, in the future. And some people didn't like him in Yemen. Then they went to the ruler of Yemen and they said, "Oh, he's saying that this ruler should not lead, and the leadership should be in the Alawi family and the one of the family members of the Prophet, peace be upon him, at the time of Abu Harun al-Rashid." And he sent to his ruler and he said, "Send him to me fully leashed in a chains." And he sent him from Yemen to Iraq, and Harun al-Rashid, I think, was in Raqqa at the time with Muhammad ibn al-Hassan, and he was about to kill him. And Muhammad ibn al-Hassan interceded for him and he said, "Oh, Amir al-Mu'min, this is lying, and he's a scholar and he can't do this." And then he saved him. But he was in this tragedy for a while. And Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal is very famous. What happened at the time of Al-Ma'mun, then Al-Mu'tasim, then Al-Wathiq, three Khalifas, severely, especially at the time of Al-Wathiq, Al-Abbasi, and he was going through this for 20 years between the prison and punishment and hiding. He hid himself for a while. Also, he got severe punishment. Imam Malik was not strange case. Was not a strange case. He also went through this. But Imam Malik was lashed severely. He was tortured, and they were holding him from his hands like this, extending his hands, keep pushing this to the extent that he got some sprain in his shoulder and in both shoulders, and because of this, he couldn't even hold his hands in the prayer after that, and he was tortured severely. Why he was tortured severely? What is the reason behind this? We have different reports. The first one, and the most common one, that he was tortured severely because he was in favor of the revolution of Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn al-Hassan ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib. Imam Abu Hanifa was supporting this revolution. This revolution took place in Al-Medina. And Imam Malik, they said he was in favor of this because these people, they are just people. And he was not um, and he was not fully convinced with the ruling of Bani al-Abbas. There is a several reports talking about this, especially that people at the time of the revolution of Muhammad ibn Nafs al-Zakiyya, they came to Imam Malik and they said, "We give our pledge already to Bani al-Abbas. Then what should we do?" We call it bay'ah. We give our pledge to Bani al-Abbas. What should we do? Then Imam Malik said, he used the hadith, ليس على مستكره طلاق. If you did anything by force, what options they had? If they didn't give their pledge, if they didn't give bay'ah, they were going to be killed. فhe said, ليس على مستكره طلاق. He used this hadith as a way just to refer to the to say that you don't need to worry about this because you did it by force. وحديث ليس على مستكره طلاق, it's talking about divorce, that if someone hold the sword against someone else and said you have to divorce your wife, Then he divorced his wife. Then hadith saying this is invalid divorce. If someone enforces you to do it, this is invalid divorce because you did it out of threatening. فhe said also you did your bay'ah out of threatening. This is the most common report. This came to the ruler of Al-Medina, and he sent to Abu Ja'far al-Mansur. Abu Ja'far al-Mansur knew this, and he asked his ruler to punish Imam Malik for this. Imam al-Tabari mentioned this story. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal also reported this story that this is most likely what happened, and Imam Malik was in support for the revolution of Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn al-Hasan, and he gave fatwa to support this. However, there is some other reports also saying that Imam Malik did not involve in politics that much. He was focusing on teaching, and he was focusing on ibadah, and he was focusing not only this, just also he had some kind of mutual relation with rulers. He didn't put himself in that position, and he thought that my position is not to go and support this one against that one, but my position is if there is a ruler, I have to make sure that he is applying the rules of Sharia. He used to give them nasiha. فالإمام الشافعي, for example, he said, I am the one who knows why Imam Malik was tortured. He said it's another matter. He was tortured because he was asked about who you prefer as a Khulafa. I said Abu Bakr and Umar. Then they said, what about Uthman and Ali? He said, I don't have any preference. I don't have any preference. And also he referred that you cannot just put Uthman and Ali in the same position of Abu Bakr or Umar. Then he refused to give a preference to Ali ibn Abi Talib, while the state of Bani al-Abbas, they representing the state of Bani Hashim, including Ali ibn Abi Talib. How come that you don't give a preference to the state? Then you are not in favor of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Then the ruler of Medina felt that this is kind of not honoring the ruling of the state. He voluntarily he did torture him. But when Harun al-Rashid came to know this, he sent and he apologized for Imam Malik, and he removed this ruler. For this, also another report didn't say that he was supporting supporting one party against the other, but because of his opinion, not giving a preference for Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib over the other khulafa. Also, in relation to this, also in some of the books of Tarajim al-Malikiyya, they reported that this was not about politics at all. It's about just a fiqh matter. He was asked about nikah al-mut'ah, and he said this is haram. As we say in Sunni practice, this is haram, this is zina. And then someone maybe wanted to put him in trouble. He said this is opinion of Abdullah ibn Abbas. And the state by itself, it's Abbas state. He said Abdullah ibn Abbas was wrong. Abdullah ibn Abbas was wrong, and the opinion of the other companions are right. Then the ruler will say, you are saying Abdullah ibn Abbas, the grandfather of the those who are ruling, he's wrong. Then he punished him. Also, some people, or some other reports, they said he was punished because of envy. Some people, they went to the ruler. He didn't say anything, but some people, they went because of his knowledge they envied him. They went to the ruler and they said, "This is Malik. He is giving bad statement against your ruling." Without verification, the ruler Ja'far ibn Sulaiman ibn Ali, he was the uncle of the Khalifa at the time, Bani al-Abbas. He went and he tortured him without verification. Um, then we can say that Imam Malik also went through hard time, and um, also he was. We can feel that he was not involved in politics that much. We can feel also that he was in favor of the revolution of because he feels that he's more qualified than anyone else and he would like to set it back to Shura, but not like Imam Abu Hanif. However, this what happened with the Imam Malik. Inshallah, next time we will. This the next time it will be the last time we'll talk about some qualities of Imam Malik and his final days, especially talking about when he stayed home for a quite of time. I say that and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us to understand Quran and Sunnah of Nabi al-Adnan alayhi salatu wassalam. إنه ولي ذلك والقادر عليه. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.